Welcome back to We the People. Now, Houstonians are going to get a chance to hear about our first candidate that we're going to be talking about in the next few weeks. And that's my good friend, Mr. Brian Cweren. Brian, thank you for coming on today.
Thank you for having me, Roy. Appreciate it.
Before we go on, one of the things that I would always forget at the end of my presentation was my website. So I'm reminding you now, I'm going to give you 2 plugs. So why don't you tell the audience where they can go find out about Brian Cweren.
Thank you, Roy. It's Brian with an I, 2011.com. That's Brian2011.com.
Well, I'm glad you bring up 2011. Do you remember the first time we met?
Probably in the 2005 race.
Yes, but where? In District C.
District C, that's right.
I mean, where did I go first? I went to District C because that's a very important district within the city of Houston with a lot of problems.
It is.
And we're going to be talking about those here in a few minutes. But first, I was going through your website, and I've known you since 2005, and I found out things that I didn't know about Brian Cweren. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your background?
You bet. I mean, our family has been here since 1910, definitely a native Houstonian, multi-generation native Houstonian. I have my own firm with, we represent real estate interests and do real estate law. And I've served in various capacities. I started out on a police department citizen review committee where I was elected panel chair. Kind of got my first taste in some of the things that are going on at City Hall that made me really want to change. From there, I was appointed unanimously by City Council under the Bill White administration to the Ethics Committee, where I became vice chair of that committee. I've been through the Citizens Police Academy, the Citizens Fire Academy, the Citizens FBI Academy. I'm CERT certified. For those who don't necessarily follow, that's where the community kind of prepares itself for natural disasters. And I'm running because we need a change. We need to have some things done down at City Hall, and people need someone who's not a career politician to go down there and represent their interests.
Well, like I said, we've known each other for a few years, and I was amazed at all the activities you've been involved with all the organizations. A lot of it with public safety, some of it with flooding. So you're perfect for this district, it sounds like.
I appreciate that. I've been fortunate to do those things. I've been fortunate to serve in various nonprofits. I tell you, one organization I'm very proud of is Serve Jobs for Progress. That is a nonprofit that helps people find jobs. It's got a multi-million-dollar budget. We've got a great staff, at times up to 100 people, and have helped tens of thousands of people either get trained for a job, find a job, and it really, it's great to be a part of their board and involved with them.
Well, that's great. You have a lot of background, but here's the #1 question the candidate always gets asked. Why?
Because we need somebody. We need someone who's not simply looking for a job. We need someone who's not a career politician. I've been very fortunate. I've been blessed to be able to have my own firm that's doing very well. And we need someone that's going to go down to City Hall and represent the people, not themselves, not special interest groups, but the voters. And we need to make sure their best interests are being taken care of.
Well, especially at a district level, it's really constituent based.
Absolutely.
And you get phone calls, and you personally have to answer those phone calls. You're going to take my phone call, aren't you?
Always do.
Well, you'll be a first. Well, why don't you let the viewers, your voters, know what you plan on doing for the city of Houston?
Well, I think number one is looking out for the constituents. We need to make sure that our basics are taken care of. Police, fire, infrastructure. Those are key things. Unfortunately, it seems like we've gotten a little bit off track with different outreach programs that have drained a lot of money from our tax base that have come in. And we need to make sure those tax dollars are focused on those core issues, police, fire, and infrastructure. People pay a lot of taxes, and we need to make sure that their tax dollars are used wisely. That tax money really shouldn't be used for people who are trying to figure out, gosh, how do I get elected to my next position? And I've got one of those in my race. We need to make sure we have people that are looking out for their constituents and the voters.
Well, you know what? When we come back from this break, we're going to talk a little bit about your opponents and see where the difference is.
You bet.
Well, you stay tuned. We'll be right back with We the People.